estimated that they would have to eliminate 25 million people in these re-education centers. And when I say eliminate, I mean kill 25 million people.
Okay, now again, the interview with Larry Grothwall, of course, is longer than that. I just wanted to remind you of what he said. And for anybody who's listening to this program, perhaps for the first time, if you're listening to our show through Worldview Weekend, we want to let you know we have our own website at noiseofthunderradio.com. You can go there and listen to earlier shows where we talk about these issues. But why is this important? Well, it's important because, as we've talked about before, the Weather Underground was founded by William Ayers, and it's from William Ayers' living room that Barack Obama's political career would be launched years later. Ayers and his Weather Underground cohorts, for the most part, got off on various technicalities. They ended up teaching in our colleges and universities their radical Marxist ideology. They're part of the reason why we have all of these radical leftists coming out of the universities here in the United States today. They're not the only reason why, but they have a lot to do with it. So Barack Obama, when he was in the White House for 8 years, he was essentially a Weather Underground operative in the highest office in our country. Here, decades later, a Weather Underground operative who would be able to put Weather Underground type people in power in the executive branch and really throughout the government there in Washington, D.C. Now, that becomes very disturbing on its own. When you start thinking about the deep state, you think about the FBI, the CIA, how these deep state organizations and committees and people have all been working against the idea of the Trump administration, just the idea of making America great again, the idea that America should be successful rather than that America should be really run into the ground. What kind of people would be in the government that would have this anti-American attitude? It's one thing to have those people out on the street, but in the government? And how did they get there? I think the Weather Underground gives us some idea.